Welcome to Sex Positive Gaming. I'm Annie, and today we're going to look at the survival adventure Tame It. Available for PC, Mac, SteamOS, and Linux on Steam, and for PC, Mac, and Android on their Patreon. Tame It is a weird game. There are many mechanics that will be familiar to anyone who is used to the survival genre. Each day is broken up into 4 time periods, and you need to collect a sufficient amount of food and water to survive, and other resources in order to overcome each new challenge in a very linear fashion, commonplace in old-school style adventure games. However, the game is intended to be played entirely through emojis. According to the developer, Monka Games, this was to make Tame It as accessible in as many languages as possible. The fact that you can actually play the game in English or German makes that claim less believable, and honestly the fact that the developer says the game has subtitles for 29 languages seems either disingenuous or outright deceptive. Seriously, God help your review score if you claim to have Chinese language support and then don't deliver. So yes, the game is intended to be played with emojis, so don't expect your language to actually be supported beyond this assortment of Zoomer pictographs. This actually becomes very important late in the game when you actually have to use this emoji language to try to teach 2 monster girls how to communicate. But I'll talk more about that later. Graphically, Tame It is beautiful. The hand-drawn art is awesome and is actually what drew me to reviewing the game in the first place. There are numerous animated sexual interactions to discover and unlock with a replay gallery, but sadly they are silent. However, the chill island vibes that make up the music and game are actually really good. Flavor-wise, this is a mostly male heterosexual experience with monster girls, a cat and an octopus, voyeurism, impregnation, group, BDSM, and power exchange. While this is being marketed as a completed game on Steam, this is currently just part 1 and does end on a cliffhanger. The developer has discussed with their patrons about adding optional NTR content in part 2. While that does make perfect sense in the context of the story, I know that is also an important piece of information for many people. So I really enjoyed this game up to a very specific point. You are able to adjust the difficulty, which can really impact how much you have to grind in order to survive. However, the initial language training of the first monster girl is a huge speed bump and can be insanely frustrating. I love the fact that this developer has taken a risk with some highly unusual and creative mechanics, but I also have a feeling that this game is taming us way more than we are taming the island or the monster girls. Don't get me wrong, the game does a lot of things really well. Like when you sleep, you will often dream of what next steps you should do, and you should never have no idea about what you should specifically be working on for more than a day or 2. There are numerous mini games that you can skip, but playing them can yield more resources as well as rare items. The story is ridiculous, but in a fun way, and the pacing and difficulty makes it so that you want to accomplish your goals and see what comes next. At least until the monster girl literacy grind. I really enjoyed Tame It. Overall, it's a fun game with some flaws, but it is a unique experience in an otherwise highly homogeneous space. I do wish the developer was more upfront about the actual language support, as well as how this is not truly a standalone title, but I think both of those issues can be resolved through clarifying the description of the game on Steam. If you're looking for a more interactive and challenging gameplay experience and enjoy the monster girl flavor, I highly recommend giving Tame It a shot. There is a demo available both on Steam and their Patreon if you want to check it out first. Let me know what you think. Have you played Tame It? How do you feel about the all-emoji interactions? And how does an octopus monster girl not dry out when they leave the water? Until next time, no shaming, just gaming. Thanks to all this month's supporters on Patreon. I wouldn't have been able to do this without you.